Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. The Nevis Culturama Festival is a vibrant and exciting cultural celebration held annually on our sister island, Nevis, known as the Caribbean's greatest summer lime, with its captivating blend of music, dance, cuisine, and local customs. The festival has become a highlight of the Caribbean social calendar, attracting both locals and visitors from around the world. The festival was officially launched last Thursday, July 27th, and here to tell us all about the launch and upcoming events is Antonio Abernathy Liburd, Executive Director and Chairman of the Nevis Culturama Committee. Good morning, Mr. Liburd,
Good
and
morning.
welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning, SKN. I want to say good morning to the two lovely hosts that have made it possible for me to be here this morning, and to all those persons tuned into the program, Good Morning SKN. It's always a pleasure to be here interacting with you and to be disseminating information to your listeners and viewers.
Oh, lovely. Welcome on in.
Wonderful. So let's talk about the theme, Mr. Liburd. 49 years of Mass and Spree, Culturama 2023. How fitting do you think this theme is?
Yeah, it's quite fitting. After 49 years, we have really played a lot of mass, and we have fetted in the last couple of years because we have only recently introduced fets to the Culturama Festival. We have spreed definitely over the last 49 years, and so it encapsulates all that we have done for Culturama over the last 49 years, and it is quite fitting. And I want to, like I always do, to say thank you to the person who penned this slogan, Miss Jean Keynes.
Oh, congratulations to Miss Jean Keynes. So let's talk about what runs through your mind, Mr. Liburd. When you think of the fact that the festival is celebrating its 49th year, it's almost 50.
Well, yeah, it's almost 50. And we are really gearing up for the 50th anniversary next year. You know, Culturama 49 is really like a dry run, a test run for the grand 50th anniversary that we are hoping that next year would be. We want to invite all of the persons in the diaspora, Nevisians, Kitishans living in the diaspora, to come home for the 50th anniversary. We will be having a homecoming celebration next year as part of the 50th anniversary. And so, you know, it's going to be an exciting staging of the festival. It will be, unfortunately, my last festival, as I would demit office at the end of the festival next year. But I'm really, really looking forward to a super festival come next year.
It's retirement time already for you?
Yes, it
what?
is.
You don't look a day over 40. What's going on here? But congratulations on the time you would have served.
Yes. And I've actually served for 25 years.
Wow.
In this company.
Quite
I came
remarkable.
in for the 25th anniversary of the festival in 1998.
wow.
And so I would leave on the 50th anniversary
Oh.
of the festival.
It's only fitting, and congratulations on what the years you have spent there, and I would say the impact you would have made on the festival as well. So thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Mr. Liburd, prior to the Culturama celebration, you would have some pre-activities. Can you share with us what was the purpose of having some of these pre-activities?
Well, the purpose of the pre-activities really was to get the country ready for the staging of Culturama 49. We went through the entire island, staging some promotional events that were dubbed Action Corner. We also had some soca teaser tents to get the soca artists, accustomed to performing in front of crowds, to allow them to build their fan base. We also did a number of senior calypso tents And that too was to kind of promote the Calypsonians, get them accustomed to performing in front of audiences before the actual competition stage. And then, we went into the semifinals, the eliminations for the Calypso. We went into the semifinals for the Calypso. We also went into the semifinals for the Soca Monarch. And I think that the persons who came out to witness all of the pre-activities, they thoroughly enjoyed them, and it set the tone, set the mood for what we end up experiencing, the actual official calendar of activities for Culturama 49.
Wonderfully said. And from all the pre-activities, Mr. Library, which one stood out the most, or can you share with us some of the highlights from some of those pre-activities?
Well, the Action Corner, because what we did is that we took the Action Corner events around Nevis. We had live bands, we had top DJs, we had the contestants making public appearances, we had some reveal of troops. And so that for me, because persons actually came out to party with their favorite bands, or to see their favorite contestants, or to party with their favorite DJs. And so that for me really stood out. But being a former Calypsonian myself, the Calypso tents, the elimination, the semifinals, those also stood out for me because Calypso is my first love.
So now that you're going to retire, are you going to go back to your first love?
Well, that is actually the thinking, that I would retire from Culturama, but not retire fully in the sense that I want to make a comeback in the Calypso arena.
Ooh. Well, we're looking forward to that. We are definitely looking forward to that. I see, because I'm not familiar with most of these activities, and I'm sure there are others that are not. What is because you mentioned Action Corner, you mentioned the Senior Kaiso, you mentioned the Soca Monarch. What is the media launch? What is Roll Deep? And they also had a Sunrays pre-J'ouvert warm-up jam.
Okay, well, the media launch was really a launch that we had as the Culturama committee to disseminate information to the media.
Okay.
At media launch, we also invited our sponsors, and so the sponsors handed over their sponsorship checks, some actual cash, some symbolic, but it was just to give some presence, some coverage to our sponsors for the valuable contribution that they either made or will be making to the festival this year.
Okay.
Roll Deep was a fringe activity. It really was not. It was not organized by the Culturama committee. It was a private promoter. He brought in an artist from Jamaica. It was held at the Cultural Village. And I think you mentioned some other one. Oh, Sunrays. That was a pre-J'ouvert one, another fringe activity, that is, where the organizers will be having a J'ouvert morning troupe. And so they were giving the persons who signed up, who bought J'ouvert packages, an opportunity to, have that pre-J'ouvert experience.
Okay.
Yes.
It was held at the Villa grounds, and so the band was on a trailer, and it went round and round and round the Villa grounds. It was like 10, 11, 12, hot sun. And that is when we celebrate J'ouvert.
Yes.
And so was conditioning them for what is to come on J'ouvert morning.
I like that.
Yes. And Mr. Library, as we wrap up the month of July and head into August, today we'll be having the Poet in the Square. Can you share with us what this celebration or activity would entail? Well,
Poets in the Square is now in its 10th year. It's now celebrating its 10th anniversary, and it really started as one where lunchtime concerts, where we wanted to create a buzz, create some activity in Charlestown when persons go on lunch, 12 to 1. And having discussed that and agreed to it, it was fleshed out. And we decided that we would invite poets, because when we started 10 years ago, poetry was on a high in Nevis. Okay. And so we wanted to give some presence, give some exposure to our poets. And so that activity started. So you have poets, they'll be performing. You would have a lot of cultural performances, masquerades, drummers, steel band, string band, that sort of thing. It's like a poetry surrounded by a lot of cultural history, a lot of cultural performances.
Understood.
And that would happen throughout the entire week. Okay. On Thursday, however, apart from the poetry, we are going to be having a special section where we are going to be teaching the young folks how to husk coconut from the coconut. Once it's dried, falls on the ground, it's dry, the shell becomes brown. A lot of people don't know how you get that nut out of the shell, and so we are going to be teaching coconut husking. We're also going to have the Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn. He'll be doing some poetry, and I think I heard that the Premier, the Honorable Mark Branty, will also be doing some poetry.
Oh, nice.
So Thursday is going to be, and also I think that I heard the Honorable Samuel Dubbins, because poetry is one of his first loves.
Yes.
Enough for poets in the square as well.
Oh, nice.
Interesting days ahead, Courtney.
Jeez, I tell you.
Over indeed.
Well, let us talk about the events, Mr. Abernathy. We already spoke, Mr. Liebert, sorry. We already spoke about Poets in the Square. I want to pick out, I'm going to start, I'm not going to leave out anything, but I want to start with the Taiwanese Expo. And I also see there is the Emancipation Day Juve and Long Jam, as Andre would have mentioned. You could mention the others, but I just want to touch on those two. So what will the Taiwanese Expo entail?
Well, the Taiwanese Expo, that again is a fringe activity. Okay. The Taiwanese wanted to showcase Taiwanese products that are made in Taiwan. Okay. And so they reached out to us and they said that they want to be added to the calendar. That activity is going to take place over Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Over 4 days, it's going to be at the Malcolm Bishard Recreational Park. They will have this set up in the visitor center of that park, and persons can come and I think they can purchase some products that are made in Taiwan. They can see products that are available in Taiwan for sale, and so that activity is like a showcase of what Taiwan has to offer to us here in St. Kitts Nevis. The steel bands decided that this year they want to start small because the first time we are going to be having this type of competition, and so we decided to go with a 5-a-side. So that's going to be happening at the cultural complex, 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, we have the Flow Miss Culture Swimwear Contest. We have 5 lovely contestants that are going to be vying for the title of Miss Culture Swimwear 2023. On Wednesday, we have the Greenhouse Band Junior Calypso Competition. That is going to be 5 o'clock at the Charlestown Waterfront, and we have 12 persons who are going to be vying for the title of Junior Calypso Monarch for Culturama 23. On Thursday, we have the National Band Soca Monarch Contest. That is going to be 8 p.m. at the Cultural Village. That is sponsored by National Band. We have 2 categories. We have the groove category, we have the power category, and we have 8 competitors in each category. Then on Friday, we have the TDC Senior Kaiso Finals. That is going to be 8 o'clock at the cultural complex. The reigning king is King Astro, and 7 other fierce competitors will be trying to dethrone him for the title of Senior Calypso Monarch for 2023. Now on Saturday morning, all day Saturday, we have the art craft, the National Band Art Craft and Food Fair. That will be happening at at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park. We're going to have some 35 food booths, along with other craft vendors and other vendors that will be selling all items that are local. So you can get local food, local drinks, locally made craft items. You can get food such as Johnny cake, saltfish, conky, cassava bread, mobby, ginger beer, fried fish, roast breadfruit, roast sprat. So we try to promote local foods at the art, craft, and food fair. And then in the evening from 10 o'clock, we have the Magnum Culturama 48 Wet Fete. The Wet Fete this year is sponsored by Rams, and they're promoting one of their brands, Magnum, and headlining the Magnum Wet Fete will be Pumpa out of St. Kitts, but residing in Virgin Islands. And then we are going to have Corvi Diva out of Jamaica as one of our hosts, alongside Triple S, Swiss Sister Sensia. We are going to have DJ Avalanche out of the Virgin Islands, and we are going to have DJ Slim out of Dominica. So, we are trying to bring a lot of the Caribbean flavors together for the Magnum Wet Fete. And then on Sunday, we go into the International Drag Race at the St. James's Racetrack, where a number of race cars, a number of racers.
Oh, yes, Mr. Liebert.